Winter has a way of sharpening perspective. When the cold presses in, resources matter, planning matters, and waste becomes obvious. That is why lessons about money learned after 70 are some of the most valuable lessons history has to offer. Before we begin, if you value long-form wisdom drawn from lived experience, history, and survival thinking, subscribe to Wisdom for the Journey and like this video. It helps keep serious, evergreen content alive. After 70, money stops being about growth and becomes about control. By the time someone reaches their 70s, the pursuit of endless financial growth loses relevance. What matters is control over cash flow, expenses, and risk. Historically, elders who survived harsh winters did not chase expansion. They preserved what they had. Applied today, this means prioritizing predictable income streams, eliminating volatile investments, and structuring finances so that winter heating, food storage, and medical costs are always covered without stress. A practical application is shifting assets into low-risk instruments that reliably cover monthly winter expenses like fuel, insulation upgrades, and emergency supplies, rather than chasing higher returns that could evaporate at the wrong moment. Liquidity becomes more important than net worth. A large net worth, locked in property or illiquid assets, offers little comfort during a long, cold season. After 70, cash access matters more than paper value. In historical households, wealth stored as grain, firewood, or preserved food was more valuable than land on a ledger. Today, this lesson translates into maintaining accessible savings that can immediately pay for heating repairs, medical needs, or winter travel disruptions. An example is keeping several months of living expenses in readily available accounts, instead of tying everything up in long-term holdings that are difficult to sell during market downturns or emergencies. Debt after 70 is a strategic liability, not a tool. Debt is tolerated in youth because, time absorbs mistakes. But after 70, debt becomes a direct threat to stability. Historically, elders burdened by obligations often lost autonomy during hard winters. The modern equivalent is entering retirement with mortgages, high-interest loans, or revolving credit that drains fixed income. The practical application is aggressive debt elimination before or shortly after retirement, especially debts tied to housing and utilities. Owning a home outright before winter reduces heating insecurity and ensures shelter remains stable regardless of economic conditions. Winter really teaches us the value of predictable expenses. Cold seasons, they punish unpredictability. After 70, financial planning starts to look a whole lot like winter survival planning. You need to know exactly what's needed and secure it early. Fixed costs like heating fuel, electricity, food, medications, and clothing. These have to be known down to the last detail. Historically, households that measured their firewood and rationed supplies made it through the winter. Those that just guessed, they did not. These days, that means locking in heating contracts, insulating homes to cut down on energy costs, and budgeting winter expenses months ahead of time. Predictability, it really does reduce anxiety and helps prevent those financial shocks when the temperatures drop. After 70, frugality becomes wisdom, not deprivation. There's a real difference between living with scarcity and practicing disciplined use. Elders who lived through real winters, they understood this distinction. Frugality after 70 is all about efficiency, not denial. You know, applying this lesson today means investing money where it reduces future costs. Spending on proper insulation, quality winter clothing, and efficient heating systems saves more than it costs. Cutting unnecessary subscriptions or luxury expenses, well, that frees up resources for essentials that directly improve comfort and safety during those cold months. Money after 70 is inseparable from health and warmth. In advanced age, financial decisions directly affect physical survival. Cold exposure, poor nutrition, and inadequate shelter, well, those things accelerate decline. Historically, elders were protected by communal resources and prioritized warmth. Modern application requires allocating money first to heat, nutrition and healthcare before discretionary spending. A practical example is choosing to downsize to a smaller, well-insulated home that is cheaper to heat rather than maintaining a large property that drains energy and finances during winter. Preparedness replaces optimism. Optimism assumes tomorrow will be better. Preparedness assumes winter will be hard. After 70, money management aligns with preparedness thinking. This includes emergency funds specifically earmarked for winter storms, medical transport or power outages. Historically, families stored extra fuel because storms came without warning. Today, this means budgeting for backup heating options, generators, or emergency accommodations. Financial preparedness reduces dependence on external systems that may fail during extreme cold. Legacy thinking shifts from accumulation to transmission. After 70, money lessons turn toward what survives beyond the individual. Historically, elders passed down not just wealth, but systems of survival. Modern legacy planning involves simplifying finances so heirs are not burdened with complexity. Clear wills, documented accounts, and prepaid arrangements really do reduce confusion during crises. A practical application, you know, is organizing financial records so family members can quickly manage heating bills, property maintenance, or make emergency decisions if needed during those tough winter months. The final lesson here is that money is a tool for dignity. The deepest lesson I've learned after 70 years is that money's ultimate purpose is dignity. Warmth, shelter, independence and peace of mind. That's what defines dignity in old age. History shows that elders who retained control over their resources, well, they retained respect and autonomy, even in the harshest climates. Applied today, this means using money deliberately to avoid reliance on unstable systems, making sure you can stay warm, fed, and secure no matter what's happening out there. If this guide added value to your understanding of financial survival, history, and cold weather preparedness, go ahead and subscribe to Wisdom for the Journey, like this video, and share it with others who value serious, practical knowledge. These lessons, well, they're not trends. They're tools meant to endure.